of the series here. So right now we have first team best team on the blue side here with Metro Falcon, Debrosia, Sinfonia, Starcraft, and I am Gert. And on
And
the
we have
there you go.
Team Grab 'em by the Teemo with the Gnarls Barkley, Clumsy Chocobo, Gurg 7, Bearded Bear Lover, and Fleeing Panda. And
Yeah,
the picks and bans already flying through here.
yeah.
Uh,
So actually, looking here on the ban side, they are going to ban the cat. So from Team Grab Them by the Team, they're going to go ahead. They're going to ban the cat. They're going to ban the Syndra, and they're going to ban the LB. So they are outright banning Symphonia from all of his quote unquote comfort picks here. Uh,
and they first pick a mid laner.
yeah, they first picked the Lux. I'm guessing. Well, that's obviously going to Greg. Greg's mid lane Lux is nothing to scoff at and is actually really on par with his Orianna. So being able to get that first comfort pick there. My name is Bear. Yeah, well, you like beer as well, so it's fine. Um,
Yeah, you'll be fine.
yeah, yeah, you're good. You're good. And then on the other side, we have the Ori ban, of course, the Hecarim, and the Ziggs. So they don't want to deal with another Ziggs again, and I honestly don't blame them. Those towers were falling super quickly, way more quickly than I would have liked to cast it. So it does look like we're gonna get the first pick Lux, and we're gonna get the second pick Lee. So the Lee Sin going over to Clumsy Chocobo, and the Vi going to Deep Rosius on Team One. I'm actually glad that he's picking up the Vi because, like I said, the Poppy just looked so out of place the first game, and didn't really have a place. Got a couple of good picks here and there, especially later on in the game, but at that point wasn't really using it to its full potential. Second pick Cassio, so Symphonia going to be on that Cassiopeia. That's actually a little bit exciting. I haven't really seen this Cassiopeia too much. I know he doesn't bring it out in a blue moon, so I think we're in for a treat here, especially with that lane.
I've actually seen him play it quite a few times. I've also been able to play with Symphonia on many occasions. Played quite a couple ranked teams with them as well. Yeah, his Cassiopeia play is pretty solid, but I'm a little worried into the Lux matchup, honestly. Gonna get significantly outranged in that mid lane.
Yeah, I think mainly what Symphonia has to do here is she's gonna have to try and survive and to try and out sustain the Lux, especially early. I'm guessing from what I'm guessing, she's probably going to want to go for that cleanse in order to cleanse off a lot of the damage coming in with the Lux, with the binding, with the light prism binding, to be able to get away from the ultimate a little bit more effectively, or it could just end up going in for the ghost to be able to have that extra mobility. But I do know that Greg runs ghost on the Lux as well, so it'll be interesting to see, especially in the summoners aspect here. Um,
One fairly interesting aspect is the Janna, though. Ultimately,
that is true. That's a lot of disengage actually coming from. I believe that was Panda
uh,
that picked it, or was it Gert? I'm
the
not.
way we're doing the pick ban is we definitely need to be definitely a little harder to remember which ones are picked in order from that when we aren't as beginning. But ultimately, I think that the Janna is going to provide some interesting higher level disengage for this slightly really different team that they're picking. Ultimately, I find how interesting and different the comp that Team Grabbing by the Teemo goes with. Time. Sin and Nautilus.
So Metro Falco gonna be on the Maokai, a little bit more of a comfort pick for him, and subsequently Gnarls Barkley will say, "Hey, you know what? I'll take that Nautilus if you're not using him." Um, Honestly speaking, Nautilus outclasses Maokai in that matchup, if I'm going to be completely honest, because like I said before, the high base damage on Nautilus early is just something that you can't something that you can't necessarily do anything about until you get a little bit more items, a little bit more tank items there. So that's the top lane. In the jungle, you have Vi against Lee Sin. Honestly speaking, Lee Sin is, in my opinion, a champion that can really, really counteract a lot of what Vi does, or rather, can do it the most proficiently, if that makes any sense. He's going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto the map the same way as Vi. Won't be able to output as much damage as the Vi, especially early, but he's definitely going to be able to essentially counter what Debrosius has in mind in order to get that mid game rolling a little bit earlier for their laners, and to really try and put that Vi on the back foot early. So what are you thinking for this bot lane matchup with Ashe versus Jhin?
It's an interesting matchup. Early, very early, I would ultimately say it swings towards the Jhin still. In the very early laning phase, I think Jhin has a little bit more consistent poke and consistent damage. But ultimately, at a point, it kind of makes it more interesting once the Ashe hero gets involved. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's actually something that we don't really see a lot of is the engage potential. We do have the Vi, and we do have the Ashe coming out for first team best team.
Wait, Rek'Sai.
Um, Wait, did they pick did they pick a? I don't think that's right.
That must be a. He must have AFK'd and
Okay,
it must
yeah,
have random picked.
there you go. Okie dokie. So, a little bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Where Gert might have just AFK'd and whatnot. A little bit of chat banter instead of restarting the game.
I think they're waiting for Gert.
Yeah, I think. Oh, there he goes. So yeah, I guess a little bit of technical difficulties coming in from I am Gert's side. But that does give us a little bit of time to talk about something other than champion select, and that is the mentality. What kind of attitude do first team best team does first team best team have to bring to the table here? The second game, they lost. They lost the first game. Relatively, it wasn't a stomp, but it was relatively. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, guys. It's really, really late. It was. I can't think of that word.
Ultimately, I would say from a mentality perspective, they just need to calm down. So, there are a lot of interesting picks overall in this pick ban, and I think that last game they just got pushed out of the game a little too early. Ultimately, they didn't even ever have a chance to play their comp the way that they wanted to. Never at any point did they actually have the team fight in an actual 5v5. So, which was the whole point of their team comp, obviously. So they were playing on kind of the backhand of the game the entire time, never really making the decisions. It's about calming down, focusing on playing around your game plan you had when you picked your champion select, and making sure that you're set up for success around your strategy and not theirs.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and yeah, you're absolutely right, because we were talking about the keys to the game there, game one at the beginning, and yeah, everything that we were talking about pretty much fell on deaf ears whenever it came to first team best team, because we told them, or rather we commented on how their 5v5s were just so much stronger, but in reality the 5v5s never happened. Whether that be that Gnarls Barkley on the Kennen was in the top lane and was just like, well, you know what, that's fine. You guys can team fight all you want. I'm just going to split the entire time. and really counteracting whatever it is that they had in store for Team Grab Them by the Teemo there. And yeah, I do definitely agree as well that that they need to calm down. They need to more or less compose themselves at this point because they still can tie. It's a new game. It's a new mentality, new champions for the most part, except for the Nautilus, the Jin. Uh, yeah. Other than that,
Yeah.
other than those two champions, really, it's a brand new game, fresh start. So I definitely do agree that they have to come into this mentality with a lot more of a calmer mindset.
And ultimately, what this is going to be about, because in my opinion, once again, they've picked the better late game team fighting comp, in my opinion, by a pretty significant margin. The Ashe, Vi, Cassiopeia gives, and then the Maokai to just follow up with that long range engage. Ultimately, their late game team fight is phenomenal. And it's just going to be a matter of them once again not getting behind. They're facing the double poke comp with the Great Siege that I bet's the Lux is gonna have the ability to take turrets very quickly. The Janna simply amplifies the Jin's ability to take turrets quickly early game. It's gonna be about this is essentially the same setup, just different champions. We'll see if they can play it effectively this time.
I think they can. Like I said, like I was commenting the first game, the Poppy was just so much of an awkward pick. I was saying that over and over and over again because I do believe that she wasn't able to get the flanks off that she needed to get off because of the fact that no one could really follow up. No one could really follow up in that aspect. So the Vi coming in for Dobrosius this time around, it's a lot more straightforward. It's like, hey, I'm trying to get onto the Lux, and I'm going to try and get onto the Jin. Who's coming with me? It's a little bit more straightforward there. So, um, I think I like this team comp a lot better from first team best team because it does have a lot of solo queue aspects to it, but there are some really really nice things coming from them. Starcraft on the Ashe is gonna have the best, the best initiation in the game, and you also have Gert who is now on the Alistar because of the fact that Teemo grabbed him by the Teemo wanted to outright ban Sinfonia out. Is able to get on the comfort pick, so he's going to be able to make a lot more happen because it's not going to be so awkward. His Leona is no slouch, but he's going to be able to make that cow the absolute beast that it's been this entire LCS.
We'll have to see how the laning phase goes. One kind of issue is that Janna is a pretty strong lane in some ways into the Alistair Ashe. I mean, potentially, the Janna does, I would say, overall, like, outrange it pretty significantly and outpoke it. The Janna shield makes the Jhin very high damage early game.
Yeah, it's much of the same synergy that gosh, the most dreaded bot lane that I can think of is Caitlyn Janna, because that shield just adds so much survivability, so much. I mean, it also adds AD to the already very very long range Caitlyn, and you're absolutely right. I think they're going to be looking to do much of the same here with that the Jinjana lane, and as well as the disengage from the Maokai, the disengage from the Vi as well. Once she ults in and whatnot, that's going to be really really key for Fleeing Panda to be able to get those champions off of his carries and put them in a much better situation every single team fight.
That's going to be an interesting one for sure.
So let's take a look at Keystones here, even though they haven't exactly connected on my screen.
Not for me yet either.
Because I'm actually kind of curious. Okay, so Dobrosius is gonna go for the Colossus. Cassiopeia is gonna run that DFT. Ashe is gonna go ahead and go for the Warlords. Alistar are gonna go. So pretty standard stuff coming in from everybody. Bearded Bear Lover hasn't exactly loaded in, but from what I'm guessing, I believe he ran Deathfire Touch the last game, and he's going to be able to keep that there as well. And the Courage of the Colossus coming out from the Nautilus. So pretty standard stuff, nothing really too out of the ordinary here. Um, yeah, I mean, I really don't see anything. I actually don't exactly think that they're gonna try and invade here. They might try to with the Alistar early, but I don't think that would be in their best interest. And I think they really, really want to focus on late game, trying to get into that late game aspect.
Ultimately, invading into Lisa and Nautilus kind of risky in some regard.
I do agree. I do agree.
Especially with the Lux Snare. I mean, it has potential to be risky. Gurg, pretty good at them. And there's a lot of crowd control potentially on that enemy team early game.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Um, so actually, something that I wanted to touch up on is it's gonna really really fall into Brosius this game, if I'm gonna be completely honest. He does have a better champion now. A little bit more suited for the jungle and for what he wants to do. Like I said, it's a pretty straightforward goal for a Vi. But the thing is that we've seen a lot of Vi's that are not as effective. We saw it. We saw it yesterday with Chudo not exactly being able to make that Vi the absolute monster that she is for two reasons, and that is the fact that he did not gank. He actually didn't. Well, he ganked, but they weren't exactly successful, especially early on. And he actually rushed the Triforce outright before even completing his jungle item. So I'm really hoping Dobrosius maybe watch that game and whatnot. And it's gonna it's gonna sound really really bad, guys. And I mean no disrespect to Cheeto and everything, but I hope he watched that game to see everything that he shouldn't do on the Vi. Like I said, you can take that however you want, but honestly speaking, statistically speaking as well, a more tanky Vi has been more successful, especially here in the LCS. A Triforce Vi hasn't exactly done the same things that a tankier Vi has, like a Cinderhulk Vi that that built, say, Black Cleaver or a little bit more tankier items, especially early on, and then going into that Triforce rather than building Triforce outright. So I really hope Dobrosius can make something happen here because he really was missed last game. He didn't really do a lot, and the thing is that team first team best team really really need him to be on his A game this game.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Ultimately, definitely would prefer a tankier Vi build with the very high damage, late game damage carries from the Cassiopeans, from both Symphonia and StarCraft. But looks like a little cheese potentially coming out here from the Janna Jen.
I don't know how well that's going to work because it does look like... Oh, and actually a flash Q coming out from Gert, a flash pulverize, I should say. Burning the exhaust really early. I'm not really sure why he opted to do that. But I do think that that StarCraft and Gert won that trade. Even though Gert burned both of his summoner spells.
Ultimately, that trade very, very heavily went to the bottom lane of him grabbing by the Teemo over here. Ultimately, goodness, using the flash and exhaust like that, I thought that was just a little unnecessary. They had no more follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
The Janna took shield first. There was pretty much no reason for that, except for engaging, but he had no more follow-up CC other than he already used. Kinda odd, for sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think that those summoner spells will be missed unless, of course, the Lee Sin comes in and tries to tower dive early. Then at that point, then yeah, it would have been great to have those summoner spells. But honestly speaking, Janna's not exactly gonna be aggressive. Neither is the Jen actually being caught out there, and getting a lot of that damage put back. Gert doing a really good job of blocking the damage coming from Bearded Bear Lover. But you see, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not really it's not really aggressive in that sense. Now, if it was a Leona, then yeah, absolutely, I would say, man, what are you doing? You know, you just burnt two summoner spells fairly early against the Leona that'll pretty much dive you. But Janna doesn't exactly have that same power. Yeah, she's gonna be in the back. She's gonna be in the back, giving the shields and giving the extra AD, but that's gonna happen anyway. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
We'll have to see. One thing to note: fairly heavily high, like, a lot of trading going on in this top lane, though.
Yeah, they're they're slobber knocking it.
Teams actually went to go in the favor of Gnarls Barkley.
I mean, and we were talking about that earlier, where he is going to have that early presence with that Nautilus because of the very high base damage of the W, and it looks like both of them are out of mana, so they're going to have to start the wet noodle fight a little early in this lane, unless they can get a little bit of that mana back.
And this actually rotation by Lee Sin was seen on a. Let's see what happens here.
They did ping it. They didn't know that he was there, but he's gonna go ahead and ward hop into the dragon. Or no, he actually took the blast cone into the dragon pit and is gonna get out safely.
Thus far, pretty low.
Low impact game, much more tame than the first game.
Yeah, I mean, although one thing to look at is there's still some pretty heavy trading top lane, and there is already a 10 CS lead by StarCraft. You're already starting to gain. Oh, big engage.
There we go.
Perhaps
He's
this
gonna
could
be able to get the
turn to a
stun as
kill
well.
with
Is
the
he gonna be able to
exhaust.
get the kill?
Oh, the heal
Yeah,
comes
good
out.
deal.
Exhaust comes out from the Jen, and Jen just walks away safely. Even saves Flash.
Okay, so now, well, the flash is still gonna be delayed on Gert for, I believe, give it about 30 seconds or so. So StarCraft and Gert have really turned this lane around, because by all means we both thought that that Jin and Janna were going to be lane bullies here, but Gert actually, again, putting in some really good work on the Alistar to be able to neutralize anything that they're trying to do, especially early game. And again, just they're just going to keep fighting it up here top lane. Not really sure why, but you know, we'll have to see. Oh, and actually another big engage. Not gonna be able to get
One
this.
big thing to note is that when that Ash Arrow, because he's getting hit by a lot of I am Gert's combos. The Alistair combos coming through on the Jhin. When the Ash Arrow is there to follow up, that's gonna be free kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you on that. Look at this; they're just absolutely wrecking it up here, trying to do their best. They're trying to one up each other constantly.
Not much happening though.
Yeah, Metro Falco is being able to sustain a lot more thanks to the Maokai passive. So Eric's gonna have to be really chugging on those potions to be able to keep up. And Metro Falco actually also had the corrupting potion as well. Doesn't have any mana though now, so if Gnarls really wants to engage this fight, he might want to do so now. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like he just wants to keep on farming and accruing that CS lead. Okay, so jungle wise, you know, Vi has level 6 now. He's gonna be looking. Oh, but Clumsy Chocobo actually gonna be able to look. He doesn't exactly have 6 yet. So Gert, again, Gert being in the right place at the right time, blocking out all of that poke damage coming out from Bearded Bear Lover. Not being able to really get the damage there in order to make something happen. So just really amazing support by Gert.
Seems like it kind of converts into Ash coming back into lane with a longsword and boots lead on the Jhin. We'll see if that's going to affect the next part of the laning phase when they both hit level 6.
Oh, I think it absolutely does, because like you were saying earlier, he's been getting hit by a lot of Gert's CC.
Potential play on this dragon now.
It doesn't look like the first team best team have any vision on it. Cassie is still just now barely walking down, So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it, and they actually get this more or less for free, and everyone's going to back out.
Capitalizing very, very well on the back timing of first team,
Yeah.
best team. Bottom
Oh,
lane.
and a very nice flash Q coming out from Debrosius, and that's going to be first blood, and that's what I like to see on a vibe, being able to get those advantages early and being able to shut down Clumsy Chocobo earlier on this Lee Sin before he gets a lot more of the tank items. And actually, they're going to be looking to get onto Panda here. Doesn't exactly have ultimate yet, and he's going to burn the heal again and the flash. So they're more or less going to walk out with that summoner spell. StarCraft
Where
still
was the
does.
Ash Arrow?
Well, he still had the Ash Arrow, but I believe that he didn't really want to go back in. But on this, by that same token, Bearded Bear Lover doesn't have the heal, so now they can engage with a little bit more ease. He still does have the flash, so maybe they're gonna wait for I Am Gurk to have another engage in order for him to burn that flash, and then they can have an even easier time trying to get that kill.
We'll just have to see how they try to
Try to approach
play
it.
that out overall. They will. Here's everyone now has their ultimate in the bottom lane. Hopefully, we'll see some big action soon.
Oh yeah, that is something really nice to count. Maybe they should have actually burnt the ultimate on at least maybe Panda before he was able to get that level 6 and disengage whatever it is that they're going to try and attempt there.
Ultimately, now the Panda is 6. It's going to be much more difficult for them to actually engage on the Jhin and win.
Yeah,
They're going to have to engage on the Janna now, which is
Yeah.
going to be more difficult.
absolutely. 100% agree. Oh, and actually, Debrosi is coming up top, trying to get a gank over here on Gnarls Barkley, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it happen. He did have the ultimate, but I think Metro Falco is, he's a little low on mana. Doesn't exactly have mana for the ultimate either, so I don't think that's going to be a good. I don't think that was going to be a good idea with Gnarls here, and Gnarls actually putting out a lot more damage. Hasn't really changed much, but now does accrue a 20 CS lead here on Metro Falco, and that's going to be huge because, like we saw last game, 20 quickly turned into 30, 30 quickly turned into 40, and it just keeps on cycling from there. So, Metro Falco maybe instead of trying to trade back a lot of this damage to let the minions more or less hit the tower, and for them to try. Ooh, and a nice double pulverize there by Gert. And Fleeing Panda, it dies with the ultimate in his hand. He's going to be able to flash out of Greg's binding there, but yeah, they're both going to be able to walk out. And Bearded Bear Lover is actually going to try and make something happen here with the snipe shots, but StarCraft is already way out of there. Gert's going to be able to tank that last shot, no problem. Debrosi is there for as moral support essentially. Actually, they may try. Debrosius is there. He does have ultimate. They may try to make something happen. Bearded Bear Lover actually coming way too close to this Tribush. Doesn't have the flash, does still have the ultimate to try and get on, and it does land. Clumsy Chocobo here with the counter engage. Don't think Gert really wants anything. He doesn't have the ult. StarCraft is still there in lane. There's no summoners, so I think they're just gonna go ahead and back off of this one.
And definitely a lot of trading of abilities going down there. It goes towards the side of first team, best team. Great pulverize by I Am Gert there. And catching two and pretty much setting up that play. Kind of a big fight there potentially. No, not looking like they're wanting to actually follow up on it. Just trading a little bit of damage. But yeah, great double pulverize by I Am Gert and a follow-up Ash Arrow right after to secure the kill.
Yeah. And I don't know if Fleeing Panda was actually stunned for a very long duration, but he actually died with his ultimate in hand. Not really sure there why he didn't opt to use it to be able to disengage a lot of that damage from even himself, because I don't think he was stunned for very long. StarCraft was fairly. StarCraft was fairly close to him, so the stun duration shouldn't have been that long, but hey, you never know. Ooh, Gnarls Barkley being really aggressive here on Metro Falcon, trying to make him pay. even more so. And like we said, a 20 CS lead quickly becoming a 30 CS lead. And Metro Falcon really needs to focus on farming. His items are being delayed way too late, and it happened last game, and it's looking like history's going to repeat itself here again today, or on this game.
We'll have to see. Once again, yeah. And although one interesting aspect thus far is that there is a 10 CS lead on the Vi, that is fairly relevant from the jungle.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially because he's been able to. Ooh, and very nice by
Phenomenal play
Symphonia.
from Symphonia there. What a great flash ultimate, catching that Lee Sin right as he was looking that direction. Either way, definitely caught him off guard there.
And he's gonna be able to get the blue buff here from Debrosia, so he's not gonna opt to back, which is fine. But now he does have to keep in mind that he does not have the flash. Well, neither does the Lux at this point, but he does not have the flash to be able to disengage once Clumsy Chocobo comes back up. So he has to play a little bit more safer until that Summoner spell comes back off cooldown.
Yeah, at least he still has Ghost, kind of a semi-defensive summoner spell. At least can be effective at helping him dodge either Lee Sin Q or Lux Snare.
That's true. That's true.
I have to see. I imagine that the next play Lee Sin looks like he's roaming bottom right now. Gonna make something happen with his dragon. Vi's actually headed that direction too.
Oh, and it does look like he's going to be able to catch out Gert. Is he going to be able to flash? No, Gert actually using the Pulverize to get the Clumsy Chocobo out. Very, very nice, very smart play by I Am Gert there. Being able to disengage anything that Lee Sin wanted to do in order to use him to get to that Ash. So really, really smart there by Gert. Again, that's just champion knowledge.
Suddenly a 4v4 though.
4v4 in the bot lane, but it looks like everyone's just looking at each other funny at the... Oh, and Debrosia is actually being caught out there. Oh no, the Clumsy Chocobo actually missed the Q. Gert actually coming back from the bot lane. Clumsy Chocobo has to opt to flash in order to finish that kill, but Symphonia popping the Ghost. It doesn't look like Chocobo is going to be able to get out of here alive. Deathfire Touch ticking. No, he gets hit by the poison and it's going to be it. So,
Actually, it still has arrow. Fun fact.
oh, really?
But, yeah, it still has arrow at the end of that. I thought that perhaps he would consider using it on the Janna there, but he opts to let it go. I've been very impressed by I Am Gert's Alistair.
Absolutely, he's making the right calls. He's making the right engages. He's using his summoner spells just so optimally, and his abilities so optimally as well. You know, with that Lee Sin initiation, just automatically pulverizing in order to get in order to disengage everything, and then re-engaging once he saw that that Debrosius had lived by that missed Lee Sin Q and able to get back onto the Jhin. Just absolutely smart play there by Gert.
Making a lot happen for his team in that bottom lane. Very impressive on his end thus far.
Yes, absolutely. It's taking a little bit of damage, but StarCraft with that Essence reverse. Oh, and he's actually going to face check. And again, Bearded Bear Lover not respecting StarCraft here. But it does look like they're gonna, oh, and in top lane, that was so unfortunate. A little bit of miscommunication there from Gnarls Barkley and Greg. Greg7. Gnarls actually hooked the Maokai out of the Lux Snare.
And Symphonia's in the back wings of this. Looks like they're wanting to push, but they have no minions. Really sure what they're doing with all four down here.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there, but Dragon is up, so not exactly free for the taking. Maybe they wanted to set up, or maybe they wanted to kill the bot lane in order to get that Dragon a little bit more. Maybe Bearded Bear Lover stepping up one too many times. StarCraft taking a little bit of damage here, might opt to back out. As Jhin Ultimate is about halfway off cooldown here, so no, actually still opting to stay in. Both Gert and StarCraft are really, really low, and Gert having to pop the premature ultimate to try and stay alive.
Is this going to be another instance where they pick up a dragon off of a very intelligent, paying attention to the enemy back timing of bot lane. I think they will.
It should be, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here because Clumsy Chocobo is at his wolves right now.
It certainly seems like this could have been a pretty easy rotation of Dragon here, but they opt to take bottom turret, which I understand that decision as well, if they can make it happen.
It does look like they might be. No, actually, the last minion is going to be able to duck. And Bearded Bear Lover actually opting to take two tower shots there. Not going to be able to get the turret, but will be able to get it substantially low. Maybe Lee Sin can come down for a gank, make something happen, or maybe even push the bot lane out. But Dubrosius, actually understanding that, is in the wings, or is in bot side trying to make that happen. And actually a 3-man gank coming in from the top lane. We got Clumsy Chocobo here hitting the Q, and that Maokai he's gonna fall to the 3 ultimates there.
And here they rotate to the Dragon though, and try and get something back.
Yeah, so team grabbed them by the team opting to get the tower. And not the Dragon, but StarCraft here is actually pretty low. Oh, and actually wasn't able to get the stun on Bearded Bear Lover because Fleeing Panda came up right on top, and then very nice flash there by Fleeing Panda to get out of range of the Casio.
Oh, and very depressing. They're going to try and pick up the Rift Herald right as it's despawned. And it looks like there's a bit of a siege going on bottom lane still.
Oh, great coming in with the siege. Oh, and a very nice follow-up there from Symphonia, really making that Casio stand. It's going to get exhausted though, but it does look like Panda is going to fall pretty easily here, and they will be able to take that bot turret. Well, actually, they don't have minions
Not
anymore.
sure that they will. Maybe they could. I mean, they're choosing to still have 3 top lane right now. This is...
Oh, no, Metro Falcon coming back in, but it looks like history is going to repeat itself again, and he's going to fall. Oh no, he actually got Clumsy Chocobo there, so actually that's pretty worth. StarCraft here trying to defend the bottom lane, the top lane tier 2, and they're gonna go ahead and leave. So a little bit of miscommunication.
Take bottom tier 1, yeah.
So a little bit of miscommunication there. Clumsy trying to dive the Maokai, but you know, it's still really good for Metro Falco because at this point it puts him back into the. Oh wait. He actually didn't get credit for the kill. Did he execute? Did Clumsy Chocobo execute?
I don't think so. Maybe he did. I didn't catch that. I thought he got the... I guess I had just assumed he damaged him. Either way, I think that bottom turret's about to fall. They choose to send 5 mid... in response, I guess they're going to try and take this mid turret under assumption that 2 would go bottom. Not really sure why they chose to give that one up.
Ooh. Q lands, but not going to be able to really do anything. Again, Gert being that Alistar, not going to be able to let Clumsy Chocobo do what he wants to his Ashe, which is why he's so effective on this champion, because he's so team oriented instead of dive oriented like a lot of other Alistars.
Grouping up 5v5 mid lane.
Okay, so now that we're formally established into the mid game here, what exactly do you think first team, best team have to do at this point in order for them to really take this advantage and run with it?
I think that they can actually, at this point, potentially dive. But that they can't... I don't really know what the point of their current formation is at this point. Having the Ashe bottom and 4 mid kind of removes a lot of their siege and engage. But ultimately, I think what they're wanting to do is get a nice Ashe arrow into a solid Vi ultimate. And from that point, they just lay it down and very easily catching Clumsy Chocobo out here. Oh my goodness, is he going to get away with this? Solid. Oh, Jan ulti catching. Oh, Lux ulti following up there.
Oh,
A lot of
Bearded Bear
trading
Lover
back and
does have his
forth.
ultimate. Bearded Bear Lover does still have his ultimate there.
A lot of trading back and forth there, but no deaths.
Couple of flashes burned, Dubrosius, and Bearded Bear Lover actually opting to use his ultimate there. Dubrosius is going to be able to get out of the cone. Gnarls Barkley taking a couple of steps. Garrett doesn't exactly have his ultimate to be able to live. He opts to flash out. So again, just more poking. It does look like Grab Them by the Teemo will try and rotate for this mid lane turret, as is the smart play. Gert not exactly healthy. Still doesn't have his ultimate. So it's gonna be pretty hard for him to engage slash disengage any potential fights that's happening. But they do have the Maokai there to be able to help him. So maybe not as hard as I initially thought. And it looks like we're gonna go ahead and reset the lanes.
Black Cleaver first item Vi. Yeah, more of a damage-oriented Vi build with a Sunfire Cape on the other end. It's just interesting to look at the contrasting ideas going on here between the Lee Sin and the Vi.
Yeah, and I was and more or less I was commenting on that before, how it's no Triforce.
It is no Triforce. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still a tankier aspect to it rather than just outright building a Triforce. And honestly speaking, I agree, because a lot of that early damage, that first blood going over to Clumsy Chocobo, or rather going to Symphonia on Clumsy Chocobo, was really perpetuated by that early build. And he's going to be able to shred a lot of armor from Gnarls Barkley on the Nautilus as well. And I just really, really like that item, if I'm going to be completely honest. Even on a Vi, who's going to be able to really double down on her armor shred with her passive on the W, as well as Black Cleavers as well. So I personally think it's a really good build, but I'm not exactly a jungle main either, so I can't really.
Neither am I. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I can't really opt to say what's good and bad.
One other interesting build option that's kind of going on here is the immediate, from the Jhin, immediate Quicksilver Sash right after the Essence Reaper. Really, I guess, intimidated by that Ash Arrow and Cassiopeia ulti, and it doesn't affect the CC coming from the Alistair. It does affect the root. But it looks like they're grouping up around Dragon here.
Ooh, and Metro Falcon actually gonna be able to get to the Lee Sin. Clumsy Chocobo actually caught out from the rest of his team. He's not gonna be able to get. Oh, he actually opts to take it out. Metro Falcon actually uses the ultimate to finish him off. StarCraft doesn't exactly have a lot of the peel, but here comes Go to the rescue, actually peeling Gnarls Barkley off StarCraft. StarCraft needs to get in a better position. Doesn't really. Oh no!
The blast cone backwards. It continues. Symphonia is still trading with Bearded Bear Lover. Bearded Bear Lover falls in the end.
Be able to fall. Oh, but Greg's actually full health. Oh, and Gert actually thinking to sacrifice himself here was not exactly the worst idea. But no, actually, Symphonia is trying to get him out of there alive as well, and it looks like that is going to be the case.
But here they are pushing mid turret. Are they going to take two here? They're late. They're going to be late to this rotation.
I think that mid turret is going to go down pretty easily.
Oh, at least just take one, but still.
Yeah.
Solid fight for Team 1 best team, I would say.
Oh, absolutely, and so it was really unfortunate there by Fleeing Panda, flashing over the wall into the blasting.
Pretty depressing. Yeah, that feels pretty bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and highlight that one. So that's about 26-30 game 2. Yeah, that was just really, really unfortunate. But like I said, that peel coming out from I Am Gert on the Alistar really, really crucial in order to keep StarCraft alive and to be able to keep a lot of that damage on. And on the other side, Bearded Bear Lover more or less got picked off really, really early. Clumsy Chocobo has had some really, really questionable positionings in this team fight. He actually he got picked off there and was split off from the rest of the team. So I think at this point, Team Grab Them by the Teemo need to really start focusing on the communication when it comes to team fights, because that is, in all honesty, that's what they're really, really lacking in at this point.
Definitely looking a lot better in Team 1 best team's ability to team fight. We have to give them that, though. They're grouping this time around. They're correcting a lot of the mistakes that they were having last game.
Absolutely, huge credit. And you know, I think they may have heard us when they said, hey, you know, you need to calm down, you need to take it in step by step, and they actually have 5 here. Janna is at base at the moment, not really. Oh, you got the Oracle Altercation. But it does look like they're going to be able to take this dragon for free. Gnarls Barkley actually trying to make something happen here. Does get the Courage of the Colossus bonus shield. Oh, but Dubrosius misses wide with the Q. Actually pretty low. Ooh, and 3 get hit by the last breath. No, but it actually looks like they're turning it around. Iron Gert getting Fleeing Panda. Will he able to land the chain CC? He will not be able to. StarCraft still has his ultimate. I don't understand why he's not opting to use it. Symphonia is still outputting a lot of damage here, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to fall. StarCraft never used the ultimate.
Just a lot of miscommunication in general in that team fight. But we'll have to wait a little second to comment on it. Looks like they're still sieging mid lane. Looks like we have a bit of a breather. One big thing to comment on was that Bearded Bear Lover and both Gnarls Barkley engaged coming down towards the dragon, used the Gen ulti, and the Lee Sin chose not to engage from the side. And the Janny was still in base. So while the Jan is still in base, the best you can have is a 4v5, and you're not using your ultimates at the same time in that. It's just kind of a weird decision.
Yeah,
I don't know why they just didn't choose to give up that dragon and try to pick a better fight later when they have 5.
Yeah, I definitely do agree there. Like I said, just really honestly, Team Grabbed by the team, I was just having some really big communication issues, not really being on the same page with each other. Because I'm sure Panda should have been pinging, hey guys, I'm not there, hey guys, I'm not there, hey guys, I'm not there. And, you know, unfortunately, as soon as he got there, he paid for it with his life from Symphonia. But yeah, I mean, communication just definitely seems to be the issue this game. Something that they didn't really have trouble with last time. I felt like, you know, they were communicating pretty well in Game 1, but obviously that's not being the case with Game 2 here.
We'll have to see. Hopefully they can calm down their nerves there. Currently, a Jin's still bottom, holding a pretty large wave, while 5's mid.
Yeah, and you know, the kills kind of betray the game. This is still a very close game. I mean, you look at the gold lead. It's only a 3K gold lead, which is, you know, it's not a lot. 30 minutes in is actually it's not game breaking. And you look at the structures, you look at the dragons, only down by one structure. So this game is still very winnable, but they really need to clear up what exactly they're trying to do, and they really need to start communicating with each other a lot better in order to sort of stop the bleeding here before the lead gets a little bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I guess the Nautilus has TP. They've got 2 mid right now, 4 showing bottom. They do have a ward on bot side jungle. I'm not sure why the 2 bot laners from Team Grabbed by the team aren't. Okay, they're rotating now, but a little bit late to this rotation. Gen ulti comes out, and a little bit of disengage, but Kurt goes in and disengaged by the Gen ulti, and ultimately just a turret taken. And I just can't not use the word ultimately, but really solid. Gert playing well in general.
Oh no, Metro Falcon actually getting caught out there. We'll have to burn the flash to get out. Trying to TP topside in order to stop Gnarls Barkley from taking any more of the turret. And a really questionable flash there by Dubrosius. I don't know why he took that particular path to get out. He could have just, you know, gone further down into the lane. But regardless, so Team Grabbed by the Teemo, being able to pretty much answer that tier 2 tower in a very effective manner. Oh, and actually the Quicksilver Sash being used by Jin a little too late though. Clumsy Chocobo unfortunately still doesn't have a Quicksilver Sash to be able to get out of there. So Symphonia really punishing that gameplay.
Is this a Baron?
This
is a Baron.
I think it's going to be a Baron. I don't see why not. Clumsy Chocobo is going to be down for 33 seconds. No one looks to be responding. They do have the vision on it. Oh, but it looks like Greg is actually coming down to try and respond. Ashar will try and see them.
My ulti's still up too.
Oh, TP actually coming out from the Nautilus. No, it looks like they're going to try and finish the Baron. Will he be able to smite? Yes, he will. Gnarls Barkley in the back line. Ooh, but Greg just absolutely being popped. And now Gnarls doesn't... Oh, no, he does have the flash, so he will be able to flash out of the Dragon Pit. But just very, very unfortunate. Greg just absolutely got popped by the Vi. Really, really early and not being able to really make anything happen.
Ultimately, goodness gracious, that decision was basically them being disjointed again. They decide to check the Baron after they realize that their jungler died, and then they check and TP without a smite. I don't really know how they expected to be able to stop that Baron call, but when they were way too late.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on right now with Team Grabbed Him by the Teemo in their communications and their shot calling. It's definitely something that they have to. It has to happen now, actually, because now you're staring down the barrel of a 16 team. Actually, right here, Gert actually hitting the ultimate pretty well. Really big fight here. Gnarls, actually grabs the wall. Not going to be able to get Metro Falcon, and a flash forward. I don't really see who opted to flash. Oh, it was actually Greg trying to flash forward in order to get maybe a binding on another target.
That was a lot of area of effect damage that went down there. Maybe showing of a bit of a comeback potentially.
Right, and that's what I was saying, is that if there's a time for them to really just buckle down, it has to be now. I mean, now that first team, best team getting a free Ocean Drag here, they really have to buckle down on their shot calling, and they really have to buckle down on their communication. It's something that we've been saying for the past 5 minutes, but I'm gonna keep saying it until they finally get it right, because it's a really huge problem, and it's a really apparent problem that they need to fix now. 35 minutes into the game, 16-7, with the 5K gold lead going to first team, best team. They have to find a way to answer. They have to find a way to answer a lot of the engages and a lot of the misplays that are happening from themselves. Honestly speaking, Team Grabbed Them by the Teemo is beating themselves.
In a lot of ways, yes, for sure. I have to sit here and wonder about this Jhin build in some ways. The QSS and Banshee's Veil is kind of an odd choice. The double defensive items that early on. I guess maybe just feeling like playing very safe, but looks like they're looking for the siege here, still choosing to keep Gnarls Barkley top right now.
Yeah, he doesn't exactly have the same wave clear potential that he did with the Kennen. I don't understand.
He has no TP right now either. What is he doing up there?
Actually, StarCraft does have ultimate. For all intents and purposes, they could try to get an Ash Arrow onto Greg, and actually that is exactly what they're doing right now. They're actually diving and not being able to do anything. Nice disengage right there by Greg. Oh, goodness gracious! All right, so there's a lot happening. StarCraft just running amok in the backline. Nobody being able to really peel him off. Metro Falcon taking a step too far is gonna get chain CC'd. And he's going to lose his life for it. Meanwhile, Bearded Bearlow was getting chased down into the turret. I don't really agree with that call. Could have just taken the inhib. But Clumsy Chocobo actually getting really low. Bearded Bearlover coming in with the ultimate. Debrosius is going to look like he's going to be coming down. Oh, and the final shot from Iron Gert, and an auto attack by Greg to finish off.
Wow, what even just happened? That was a lot of things going on there.
Okay, so to run that back, Gnarls was in the top lane without a TP. We don't really know why he was up there, but honestly speaking, first team, best team had that fight in the
Here comes
back.
Luxo!
Oh, and actually,
free pick! Oh my god! Oh, this could turn into maybe 2 turrets potentially. There's still StarCraft down for 50. Suddenly not looking that bad for team. Grabbing by the Teemo.
yeah, I don't think StarCraft really thought that Greg would chase the entire length of the map to try and get that kill, but it ended up working out for them. The fight prior to that, first team, best team, they had it under the bag. To be completely honest, they should have just gotten the inhib and then just walked out. But they decided to bite off a little bit more than they can chew with Metro Falco taking that extra step and getting the double Nexus turret damage, and then that questionable dive onto Bearded Bear Lover from Gert and Dobrosius.
A bit of overregression.
Yeah, absolutely. They still have to respect. They still have to respect the damage coming out of the Lux, and they still have to respect the damage. Not the damage, but the CC that Team Grabbed Them by the Teemo has. So it looks like they're going to go top lane, and by that same right, Gnarls Barkley does have TP now, so he will be able to respond, but he's going to be able to push out that bot lane to try and get something, maybe even trade a tier 2 tower. No, he actually opts to just outright teleport there. Yeah. Honestly, if I were first team, best team, I'd just say, okay, let's just back off, reset the lanes. Now Nautilus doesn't have a
Maokai still does.
Yeah, and Maokai
Baron up
does.
at 45. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. So at this point, just send Metro Falco somewhere else.
But, I mean, oh wow, a Genel comes through, just a wave clear. Nautilus still mid, holding the supers. They're just trying to keep this stalled out. Baron in 20 though.
Okay, so here's something that we need to talk about. Something that first team, best team didn't exactly do very well in their first game, and that is what is it? Distributing the advantage. Metro Falco has TP. Why is he still here with the team fight when they have the when Grab Them by the Teemo have the wave clear from the Jhin, they have the wave clear from the Lux. You're not exactly going to be able to siege down this tower, but actually they're going to be going for the Baron here.
Straight into the Baron with the whole enemy team on the other side. Oh boy, this could be crazy.
This is what they like to call the Baron throw. If it ends up going south here, oh, but Clumsy Chocobo actually coming in, actually steals the Baron. That's gonna be really, really crucial. Gnarls Barkley in the back, but again being ooh, and actually a really, really good ultimate there by Symphonia, but not a lot of damage is coming out. They're being able to tank. They're tanking a lot of it. StarCraft is out of the fight. Symphonia is fighting for his life right now, trying to kite back as much as possible. Ghost is ticking. Going to be able to hit the W right here. Gert is trying his best to try and peel for her, and actually does, but it looks like he's going to go down here. Symphonia trying to get away, but he gets hit with a first shot slow, and actually really, really good flash there by Bearded Lover to be able to finish him off. So, so StarCraft actually went top lane to try and finish off that tower. Oh, really nice kite potential there, but it does look like he's going to fall. I don't think he has enough sustain in order to live here, but some really good stuff there, being able to trade the tower.
I don't know if that was the correct decision, to be honest. Maokai lived. Now there are two people still alive. There would have been two people alive at this point. Aren't they just going to clear these waves and go straight to Elder?
That should be the plan. Supers are, well, the thing is that the inhibitor turret still has, well, actually now it just respawns, so there are no more
Ash is still dead for 30. They should be going to Elder right now. Jin's backing though.
It's not really being pinged. It does seem like no, Panda's actually Panda himself is actually backing at this time. Metro Falco is showing top. He does have the TP though, but it doesn't look like Team Grab Them by the Teemo is opting for that Elder.
I really felt like they could have done that there, to be honest. Kind of confusing from my perspective. Considering that they could have burned it pretty quickly, I would imagine, with the Lux and the Janus shield. But ultimately, it'll be fun. Their decision making to play it slow, pretty good. And that whole play, the phenomenal steal coming out from Clumsy Chocobo.
And something else to note is that the gold lead has actually swung back into the favor of Grab Them by the Teemo. So a lot of the soul searching that they had to do early on has happened for them, and it looks like they're going to go onto this Elder. I'm not I don't really agree with this. Symphonia taking a lot of damage from that Jin ultimate, especially early. StarCraft getting hit by the third one.
Nautilus
He's gonna
taking
try
top
and.
turret.
Ooh, he's gonna try. Oh, he outright misses. No, he's gonna get popped. That's gonna be bad. They have to get off this Elder at this. They have to get off this Elder. Bearded Bear Lover is being able to just do the same thing that StarCraft was doing, is just in the back line. Oh, but it looks like Symphonia is gonna be able to be. Is gonna get caught out here. And all the meanwhile, Gnarls Barkley is up top. He's in top lane.
They're just getting pulled all across the map. It was a very odd decision to try to just straight up start that Elder.
Oh no! And much like we saw the last time, they are throwing this game. Gnarls Barkley didn't even have to be
This is
there.
going to turn into a bottom inhib and a top inhib. There's no way that they can stop this Elder Dragon team grabbing by the Teemo. They're just going to roll over him from here. This might just be GG right here.
I think so. They still do have Baron. I believe they have Baron. Yeah, the Baron duration is still about halfway. So this might actually be GG. The turret's already one of the turret. Well, no, they still do have both of their Nexus turrets. So they're gonna try to end this. I would definitely. Debrosius is down for another 14 seconds. Symphonia is about to come up with the Casio. Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna opt to go ahead and back out of this.
They're going to go for the safe turret play. I understand why they would do that. Their Elder that they have is not overwhelmingly effective considering they only have one Ocean Drake. Ultimately, them denying an Elder doesn't do a lot. I mean, even them taking an Elder is just kind of okay.
Yeah.
So they just go for the double inhibs, and now just should be a pretty easy push down mid. I don't know how they're going to respond to this Poke Siege that we are now going to actually see once again.
That's right, and it looks like Bearded Bear Lover is able to get a little bit more items under his belt now with that Lord Dominates, with that Mercurial Scimitar. So he's a lot more tanky with that double defensive item. And unfortunately, StarCraft did miss the ultimate there on Bearded Bear Lover, so it's a little awkward for first team best team to be able to get onto the Jhin, because he is just a little bit more beefy. But you know, there's still a lot, and Greg has more items now as well, so he's gonna be able to output way more damage than he has been this entire game.
This is going to be a difficult hold.
Absolutely. So, so now the script has thoroughly been flipped here by Grab Them by the Teemo. Now it seems like there's a lot of disjointed play coming out from team first team best team. You know,
And just like we saw from last team, the very effective 1-3-1 here.
yeah, exactly.
I love that they're going back to the strategies that worked for them before. And the Jhin ulti coming out. Just for poke, I suppose.
Hard to clear the wave for that tower. No, actually doesn't end up clearing the wave there. Clumsy Chocobo actually being able to more or less bully.
Gnarls Barkley forced to flash away, but does that cost a fairly significant portion of mid lane's health?
No, it looks like Clumsy Chocobo is probably going to go down. Has to burn the flash in order to get out of there safely. Symphonia getting hit by the Nautilus ultimate, but they're really trying to hold this tower, but it doesn't look like it's going to stay up for much longer. The wave clear becoming a really huge factor from Gerg 7 here with the Lux.
Unfortunately, they have minions knocking
Oh no, he's gonna. Oh, but he doesn't get the pulverize at the same time. Really great thought there by Greg and by Gert. I'm sorry, but just couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, that seems to be the name of the game at this point.
Capitalization, that's right.
Well,
But-
here they are, getting a bit of a pick on Clumsy Chocobo, who's just going to buy them some time to take mid turret. And there it goes.
so
That's more than fine for them.
So okay, so it looks like they're gonna go ahead and back off and reset everything. So, same situation. Team first team, best team. They don't have any inhibitor turrets anymore. That's a Man, that's one heck. Oh, okay. So they're gonna try and pick off anybody that's trying to gain vision over there of the Baron.
I'm not sure why the Ashy isn't being shot over there at this point. Fairly odd, but here
there
comes
it is.
the
Oh, but it's actually gonna catch Debrosius, and I am Gert. Gert opting to use the ultimate really, really early. He's gonna be able to get that CC, but no one's really hitting the backline. Gert and Bearded Bear Lover being able to do whatever it is that they want. No, but it looks like they are going to back off. Metro Falco and everyone else is still here. And yeah, it looks like they're gonna go back. So another missing. Oh, beautiful hook there by Gnarls Barkley. Metro Falco, will he go down? He's getting CC'd. I don't think he's gonna get out of here with his life, and that's a Baron.
Oh, I'm afraid that it's going to be worse than just that. They're almost lost a Nexus turret there. They're losing most of their top inhib. It's going to be a Baron, and I'm not sure how they're going to hold after that Baron.
I don't think they can at this point. Well, the inhibitors did respawn, so they don't have super minions, so they can't exactly just walk in there with their supers. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. But Nautilus is down for 38 seconds. That's a lot of tank that team, first team, best team is going to be missing. No, but it looks like everyone's going to back, so they're going to go for the absolutely slow game. 50 minutes into this game, guys. I do believe that this is the longest game of the PMA LCS. So whoever is still here, thank you so much for keeping track of for keeping tuned here. But you know, like I said, Team Grab Them by the Teemo have absolutely have flipped it. I mean, they're thoroughly in the driver's seat now. It's only a matter of time, to be completely honest, unless Team Grab Them by the Teemo can get a phenomenal pick on Greg, on Gerg7, the Lux, or Bearded Bear Lover, the Jhin. If they don't get those picks, unfortunately, their base is just now I'm saying it. Their base is eventually going to fall.
Yeah, definitely. The very defensive build from the Jhin, I criticized it earlier, but here it is, showing up. I mean, he's slowed down. They slowed down in general how much they died so much. They played this mid game very effectively into this late game, and suddenly now it's looked like they're 1-3-1ing again with their original effective strategy.
Oh, well, I mean, now they have Baron buff to complement that 1-3-1 strat, so I don't really see the reason why.
Symphonia chasing top lane.
Clumsy Chocobo being able to get a little bit more.
Now they're just bouncing back and forth,
Yeah,
forcing them into a situation.
they can't hold it. Metro Falcon taking a lot of damage here. I am Gert actually getting Panda, being able to CC. They get a pick on Panda. They need to capitalize on this somehow. Clumsy Chocobo getting hit by the Astro. Is he going to be able to 1v1 StarCraft here? StarCraft does have a little bit of items, but he's going to opt to take the inhib before he goes down. Oh, and he actually doesn't take the inhib. Can they?
Might get it on the GA.
Oh,
He
no.
gets it, and they get top lane inhib, unfortunately, as well. And mid lane, that does not bode well for them with triple inhibs down.
No, actually, the inhib is still up. They haven't really been hit.
Okay, well,
there is one minion actually still hitting it, but still not. Oh, and StarCraft gonna get popped. That's probably gonna be the game at that point.
We'll have to see. There's 2 dead on.
Oh, they get a really, really good pick on Bearded Bear Lover. He mistimed the Mercurial Scimitar again, and he gets exhausted here. Not really much else to follow up. He's
what
in
a
the back.
Suddenly, the Lux just turns that around with phenomenal binding straight into an Eat. Oh, suddenly the Cassiopeia is back, dealing straight up damage on the E in the front line. A great flash in response by Gert to avoid the stun from the Cassiopeia ulti, and looks like we just successfully Oh, what a snipe!
Oh no, and Bearded Bear Lover doing absolutely what he wants to Symphonia at this point. That's probably going to be the game. There's 3 down. Symphonia is down for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Debrosius is going to be down for 1 minute. And StarCraft is still down for about 20 seconds. Metro Falcon trying to do what he can, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything. Gert as well in the mix there, trying to trying to make something happen, but it's just inevitable. Bearded Bear Lover just outputting so much damage, and the super minions are now starting to get into the Nexus. Greg actually getting his ultimate again with the Lux, and it does look like it's going to be GG. The ultimate's coming out, and the Nexus looking like it's going to fall here, and that's GG. Absolutely phenomenal by Grab Them by the Teemo.
They game out well.
Yeah, they persevere. Man, that is the definition of perseverance. They, by all rights, they should have lost that game. Especially, around the 30 to 35 minute mark. But just the couple of missteps by a team, first team, best team, just ultimately shut them out of whatever it is. It stopped them from ending the game, and team grabbing by a Teemo, man, they saw an inch and they took a mile, and they slowly just progressed, and their team fights got their team fights got more organized. It's really funny to see. Their team fights got way more organized, to whereas team first team best team's team fight got completely dismantled. But a huge credit to both teams playing to the best of their abilities, but in the end, Team Grabbing by the Teemo came out with the victory.
Solid duo from Team Grabbing by the Teemo. I mean, you can criticize a couple of their early games decisions the second game, but still come out with the win.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have now reached that side of the program where we decide on MVPs. So, game 1. What are you thinking for game 1 MVP?
Yeah, go back to the real fast. Check it out. Brush myself. It's probably going to be the Ziggs for game 1 MVP. I would say Gerg played a phenomenal game overall. Just played a very patient poke game and did that well. Did a lot of damage. Both games way high on the damage list. Impressive game 1 by him. I would say that I would give it to Gerg.
I'm actually right on the same page with you. 9-2, being able to 3-shot turrets. I understand it's the champion, but Greg just really putting that champion to work and really being able to capitalize on the fact that they left the Ziggs open and just played it to the best of his ability. So I'm actually gonna have to give it to Greg for MVP of the first game as well. Now, second game. Who are you?
I'm gonna have to go with my not so beer related friend. That Jhin. That was a solid Jhin game overall. I'm gonna have to give it to him this time.
Again, me and you are pretty much on the same page because he was able to make that work. He was so far behind in the beginning of the game. StarCraft and Gert were just pulling off some of the most monumental synergistic plays in the bottom lane, but he was able to really just buckle down. And credit to Panda as well, being able to stick right there with him. But like I said, just being able to persevere through all of that mid-game matchup, and even going through the criticism that we gave him about the double defense items and being able to make it work. So yeah, I'm absolutely right there with you for MVP.
Yeah, he clearly showed that he can slow down a game and play it into the late game. I mean, he almost wound up tying the Lux in damage in a very long game, and Lux is one of the biggest biggest damage dealers in the game overall, right up there with Cassiopeia in that other game. So, a great game on his part.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and get him in here. Well, actually, I can try and get Greg here. So I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Good match this week, but
Yo, Greg, interview.
yo, oh, all right. They moved me back. Oh wait, no, you didn't. What's up?
All right, what's up, Greg? Hey, so you have been voted on for MVP of the first game of the series, displaying an absolutely amazing Ziggs game. Really, it's a lot of people would probably say that it's the champion. The champion is a little. Some people would say the champion is really really busted right now. But the thing is that I'm a firm believer is that it's that it's the player behind the champion. You were able to make that champion go well to everybody's expectations. So what was your thought process in going with that Ziggs pick?
So the whole time, our pick ban, we had everything planned out beforehand. So we knew we were like, we're gonna ban the Syndrome, we're gonna ban the LeBlanc, and we're like, Michael's definitely gonna go. That's his name, is Michael, right? Michael's definitely gonna go Katarina. And I was like, guys, I might not beat him in lane, but I can go Ziggs, and when we get to team fights and just pushing, we're gonna win the game. And they're like, all right. So we went double exhaust. So we planned it out. Anytime Cat would jump in, if I had exhaust or Panda had exhaust, we would just use it on Cat right away. And then honestly, you can say it's the champion, but I don't care what anyone says. That was the best macro play I've seen in any PMA LCS game so far. Both games, we just worked so well as a team. I mean, our map utilization there, like with the 1-3-1 and the Baron pushing and stuff like that, like we played into our team comp really well. Like we knew Zig's pushing potential. Like you said, he can 3-shot towers, so we played into that advantage. You know what I mean? Like there was a point in time where I just went mid and like 2-shot the tower while they were also pushing top and bottom, getting the inhib at the same time. And they really didn't have much of an answer for it. I don't know. I just think we really played the map really well.
No, I couldn't agree more, man. I was commenting on your guys' choice of 1-3-1ing the entire game. Every time, both games, well, the end of the second game, you used the 1-3-1 very effectively as well, even though you came from a pretty large deficit. Very impressive usage of the map both games. And Ziggs, I thought, was a big part of your ability to do that.
Yeah, Ziggs is a little strong right now. Probably a nerf in the upcoming patches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the one reason really we did the 1-3-1 is because although Roberto got a little bit, or Bearded Bear Lover got a little bit behind in farm game one, Eric on it was on
Kennen.
Oh yeah, that's right, on Kennen and Julio on Nocturne had like 100 more farm than their counterparts, so they could basically just push and never die. Like in the very last team fight where Katarina killed us, Julio was just kiting them back bottom lane by himself because he had such a huge gold advantage. So like they kept trying to group the push mid, and I was like, all right, I'll just put my E down and then Q. I'll put my E down again and then Q. So we just, I don't know. I really, you might have given me MVP, but our team, honestly, that was the best game we've played by far. Those games together, and like I can tell by like the end of the game, we were really hyped.
Absolutely. So actually, Roberto actually got MVP for the second game, but unfortunately, he was. It's pretty late, and people have real lives other than League of Legends. I know they're losers,
Yeah,
but
we
it's okay.
messaged him. We were like, "Dude, get back on," and he says he's going to bed. He's got to
Yeah.
get up early.
But anyway, so the questions that I had for him, they apply to you as well. So, what was your mentality that second game? You guys were on the back foot for, I do believe that you were on the back foot for maybe like 40 minutes. And
Yeah, we were down. We were down. Was it 4.4K at 35 minutes in?
Yeah, something like that. But you guys had to persevere. What was the dynamic? What was, or rather, what were the things being said in order for you guys to really come together and to really clean up a lot of your gameplay that wasn't really crisp or as crisp as the first game. So what was being said? What was what was the attitude for the team?
Well, a bit. I think. I mean, you guys gave Roberto MVP of game 2, and I 100% agree with that. But yeah, we were down a lot of gold, and at one point, and we were kind of starting to get down a little bit. But the mentality was that I'm Lux. I'm like, they left Lux open. Let's just if I get a pick on someone, they're gonna die, and that's what happens. They had a little question. Like the Elder was a little questionable, and they had some like team fights where they were kind of split, and I was just able to land a snare. And Roberto never died on Jhin basically. Like Gert would flash it on Alistar, and Vi would ult, but he had Banshees. But like there was that last team fight top lane where they literally had Maokai, Vi, and Alistar on top of him, and he didn't die. So it was honestly one of those things where we're like, look, we're down right now, but they're all mid-range champions. You know what I mean? It's Ashe and Cassiopeia. If we just get to team fights, if we could just get a pick on them, even on one of them, we're going to win the team fight. We're going to win the team fight. And we just kept playing and playing, and then we eventually utilized the split push, like the 1-3-1, and our macro play honestly just took us to the end of the game.
All right, really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. Congratulations to you guys, especially game 2, being able to really, really just claw out of being able to claw out of that deficit. Because by all means, it was a close game, but you guys, it did look like you guys were slipping, and you were slowly slipping. So really, really huge props to you guys to be able to get out of there. But thanks for your time, Greg, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Good luck on the next one.
Yeah,
Well
thanks, guys.
played,
Have a good
man.
night.
All right, man.
Hey, you too, man.
All right, so that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us. Huge shout out to everybody still here in this room. 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. We promise, guys, we're going to try and get these matches scheduled a little bit more, at a little bit more reasonable time, but, whenever it comes down to a 56-minute game, not really much you can do at that point. But huge shout out to you guys. Again, as always, if you're a fan of the stream, or if you ever want to know when we are streaming, go ahead and hit us with that follow, so that way you can be notified whenever we get games going, and you can be a part of the action too. And actually, I thought we hit 1,500 views, but that's not quite yet. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And Allie, great work on the casters. Huge shout out to Allie, guys, because no one. I had a couple of casters and everything, but she really, really stepped into the role here. And just
Thank you very
good on
much,
you,
man.
bro.
It was a pleasure. Enjoyable. Good first try, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ultimately, it was a great try. Yeah, it was a good time.
All right, man. So yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and cut it off here. So I believe we do have games. I don't believe we have games tomorrow, but go ahead and make sure to follow us on to keep an eye on the Facebook page in order to get notifications on when the games are going to be played. I do believe that there's a game on 8 p.m. There's a game 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be the 7 Deadly Sins, my team, against First Team Best Team, the team that you just saw here. So yeah, guys, go ahead and hit us up with a follow to try and make sure that you catch those games. And yeah, so why don't you go ahead and sign us off, Allie?
Yeah, have a great night, guys. Thanks for coming out. And see you guys at the next game of the Summer's Rift.
All right, man.